For the flight today, it's going to be a nice, short, quick little flight from Montgomery Gibbs Airport to Palomar Airport. First, let's look at some information we're going to need to gather from each of the airports. So first, looking over here at Montgomery Gibbs, we're going to note a few radio frequencies that we're going to use. We're going to use the ATIS on 126.9. We're going to definitely have to use the ground 118.225. We're also going to speak to tower. We're either going to take off runway 28 left or 28 right. More than likely, they're going to direct us to 28 right, and on 28 right, that radio frequency for the tower is going to be 125.7. While we're on the topic of the runways, as I mentioned, 28 right is the larger one at 4,000, basically 4,600 feet, and it's quite wide at 150 feet, while 28 left is going to be 3,400. We're not going to worry too much about runway 2, 3, and 5. I've only ever landed on that runway one time. Most of the time it's not in operation for the field. Now looking over here at Palomar, you can see it's a much more simple airport. There's just one runway 2, 4, and 6. So a few of the frequencies we're going to need to take a note of for this airport. First, we're going to need the ATIS. We're going to pick up that on 120.15. We're also going to want to take note of the tower 118.6, and they might tell us to monitor ground, or we might need to switch to ground to speak with them to get taxi instructions, and that's going to be on 121.8. Taking a look at the runways there, as mentioned, it's just runway 6 and 24, and it's around 5,000 feet long, so plenty of room for us to land in our Cessna 172. So now let's look at the route that we have planned for the flight today. You can see it's all conducted primarily within the San Diego Bravo, so there's going to be some considerations we're going to need to keep in mind with what altitudes we're flying at. So as you can see here, the flight plan is quite simple. We're just going to take off from Montgomery Gibbs. We're going to fly to Mount Soledad, and then we're going to turn north, go straight up, and then we're going to contact Palomar and be directed in for a full stop landing. Okay, so now let's look at some of the details for this flight. I like to switch over to the VFR map so we can take note of what altitudes we're going to need to fly at for the Bravo considerations. Initially looking at where we're going to take off from Montgomery Gibbs, we can note that it is in a Delta airspace, denoted by this blue segmented line. Their airspace is from the floor to 2,900 feet. So we're going to climb out of their airspace, and we might even leave their airspace vertically before we leave it laterally. Either way, we're going to leave their Delta airspace, and then we're going to need to just make sure that we do not climb to 4,800, because this Bravo shelf that the Montgomery Gibbs airspace is under starts at 4,800 and extends up to 10,000 feet. The plan here is to climb to 3,500 feet, so that should give us plenty of room staying under the Bravo shelf at 4,800. So we'll climb to 3,500 feet as we're heading towards Mount Soledad. You can see there's a visual landmark here. That is Mount Soledad. That's what we're going to aim for as we depart straight out of runway 28. We can pretty much hold the runway heading all the way there. You can see the visual landmark is denoted on the VFR chart as VP SMS. Right when we pass Mount Soledad and we come out over the coast, we're going to then turn a northward heading. And at this section, we're going to need to be very careful of our altitude to not bust into the Bravo airspace. So as you can see here on the VFR chart, there are two fractions essentially, and this is telling us that there is a Bravo starts at 1,800 feet and extends up to 3,200 feet, and there's a space in the middle of them, and then the Bravo continues again from 6,800 feet up to 10,000 feet. So if we were cruising along here at 3,500, we should be above the first part of the Bravo and under the second part of the Bravo. So that's a good altitude for us to maintain and cruise through this small section right here, and we just need to make sure that we do not dip down below 3,200 feet to avoid busting their airspace. One thing we're going to look for though on this section is we'll see another visual landmark here. You can see it's VP SDP, and this stands for the visual landmark for Torrey Pines Golf Course. It's a quite green section. It's a golf course. It's a famous golf course where the PGA is played. When we see that, we know we're still in that little section where the Bravo is, but as we continue northwards, we're going to then see Del Mar racetracks. And Del Mar racetracks is a horse racing track, very circular. It's very easy to see as well. I'll point it out during the flight, but when we see that, we know that we are out from this tricky section of the Bravo airspace. We're still under the Bravo in this section, though its floor of the Bravo doesn't start all the way up till 6,800 feet, as you can see from this right here or on these lines around here. As long as we stay at 3,500 feet, we are all good and we don't have to necessarily worry so much about it. As we continue forward from the Del Mar racetrack, we're going to see a lagoon that dumps out into the ocean. It's called San Alejo Lagoon. And once we see San Alejo Lagoon, we're going to want to go ahead and get the ATIS for Palomar and then get ready to contact them for our instructions on landing. After we contact Palomar, we'll have another landmark up here. It's another lagoon that dumps out into the ocean, so we'll keep an eye out for that. Though at this point, we should have already received instructions to enter their airspace, and then more than likely, they're going to direct us to enter a 45-degree downwind for runway 24. We'll intersect their downwind and fly the pattern in for a full stop landing. So as you can see, this is a very short flight. It should be around a 16-minute flight. It's only going to be 24 nautical miles. We have a bit of a headwind, and we're going to use 3.7 gallons of fuel, about 1.2 for taxiing, and ultimately we're going to take off with a westward heading. We're going to fly to the Mount Soledad, and eventually we're going to turn to a northward heading, and we'll fly that in until we see Palomar, where we will turn slightly northeastward to intersect their downwind and land. All right, welcome to another beautiful day at Montgomery Gibbs Airfield in San Diego. We're going to take off from here and we're going to head over to Palomar. Before we can do that, let's go ahead and get our plane started and go through our pre-flight checklist. Seatbelts, shoulder harnesses are on, carb heat is off, and just so you know, I have this lever here mapped as the carb heat for the plane. Okay, fuel selector is on both, so check. Throttle is going to go 1/8, check. Master switches are coming on. Circuit breakers all look good. Beacon switch is coming on. Mixture's going full rich. Plane hasn't been started today, so let's give it a prime. 1, 2. All right, let's get clear outside. Hey, clear prop. All right, we'll get on the brakes and we'll give it a start. All right, magneto's back to MOF. We'll bring the RPMs down to about 800 RPM. All right, looking at oil pressures in the green. Suction's coming alive. Engine gauges look good. All right, check. Flaps, let's make sure they're up. They are up. We can lower them just to make sure. Yep, they're down. They're fully up. All right, check. Ammeter, it's positive. Mixture will lean for taxi. Right about there is good. All right, so before taxi, our engine gauges all look good. Our avionics switch is coming on. Our transponder, we want to be squawking 1200. Let's set that over to alt. All right, we're good there. Taxi lights are coming on. Nav lights are on. The strobes are on. As our Garmin wakes up, we will get it ready. As we wait on that, we'll go ahead and go over some of the frequencies we noted during the pre-flight. We're going to need to talk to Montgomery Ground, and we're going to need to get the ATIS from Montgomery, and we're going to need the tower. So we can go ahead and get some of those keyed in just a second. All right, looks like the Garmin's ready. So we click enter. So on comms 1, we'll go ahead and get ground, and then the tower on standby. So the Montgomery Ground was 118.225. So we'll switch this over. 118.225. All right. And then we'll also need to talk to tower. More than likely, they'll put us on 28 right. So 28 right is going to be 125.7. So go ahead and switch to that. 125.7. Cool. And then down on our secondary radios, we'll go ahead and get the ATIS queued up. So for Montgomery, that's going to be 126.9. All right, so radios are set. Let's go ahead and grab that ATIS. All right, so we can go ahead and get the ATIS. So we're going to just switch over to comms 2. And then we'll click listen to comms 2.
Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions. Advise on initial contact. You have information hotel.
Hotel.
San Diego Montgomery Field. 8 is information hotel. 0153 Zulu. Wind 240 at 5. Visibility 10. 2,600 scattered. Ceiling 3,200 broken. 4,000 broken. Temperature 12.6. Altimeter 3002. Arriving runway 28 right. Departing runways 28 right, 28 left. ILS runway 28 right approach in use. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions.
Alright, so we received the ATIS. We have information hotel. We need to set the altimeter to 3002. We're going to pretend to do that. Though I'm on custom weather here, so in reality we have 29.92. So altimeter set. So ATIS is copied. Altimeter set. Taxi briefs complete. Brake test. Alright, brakes work. Cool. Alright. So now we're ready to go ahead and taxi over and get ground instructions.
Number 1 Sierra Charlie Santa Monica Tower.
Santa Monica Tower 1 Sierra Charlie, go ahead.
One Sierra Charlie connects SoCal departure.
Over to departure 1 Sierra Charlie.
We're at the hold short line. You can see the tower off there in the distance, so they should be able to hear us loud and clear. We can go ahead and contact them for taxi instructions. Montgomery ground, Cessna 733 Yankee Victor, holding short at Golf, ready to taxi with hotel, 3 Yankee Victor.
1608 Sierra, contact SoCal departure.
I think I might have stepped on somebody.
Contact SoCal departure 160 Sierra.
733 Yankee Victor, Montgomery ground, runway 28 right, taxi via Gulf Hotel Alpha.
28 right, taxi via Golf Hotel Alpha, 3 Yankee Victor. Alright, so we have our taxi,
Charlie, turn right, heading
taxi
010.
Right
instructions.
turn 0101 Sierra Charlie.
We can see on the map, we're at Kilo. We're going to taxi Golf.
SoCal departure, Skyhawk
down Hotel,
Sierra
and then Alpha.
1900 climbing 2000, heading 220.
1608 Sierra, SoCal departure, radar contact, clear direct Seal Beach, climb and maintain 5000.
Clear, back Seal Beach, climb and maintain 5000, 160 Sierra.
Sierra Charlie, clear direct Santa Monica, resume on navigation.
Direct Santa Monica, resume navigation 1 Sierra Charlie.
One Sierra Charlie, connect LA Center 125.27.
125.27 1 Sierra Charlie.
All right, now we're going to do the run up over here, just short of the runway. Turn around so we don't blast anybody, and we'll straighten our rudders up.
1 Sierra Charlie, ascent,
All right.
climb and maintain flight level 210.
So time for the run up checklist. So flight instruments. Gonna cheat here and look at the rudders. That's right, looks good. Flight instruments. Oh, sorry, those flight controls are free, correct? Flight instruments, let's check them out. So, airspeed indicator is reading 0, wings are flat and level, altimeter is set, wings are flat and level on the turn coordinator, our heading indicator is indicating the correct direction, vertical airspeed indicator is indicating 0, as it should be, and RPM looks good, all the rest of the gauges look good. Alright, flight instruments are checked, elevator trim is set, check, mixture is going full rich, throttle's going to 1700. Alright, let's check carb heat, look for an RPM drop, slight drop. Alright, over here, the left mag, both, right mag, both. Alright, good RPM drop. We still have suction, vacuum's in the green, so we're good there. Alright, we'll throttle back to 800, we'll lean for taxi. So magnetos are checked, vacuum's checked, ammeter is still positive, engine gauges are in the green, throttle 1800, mixture, lean for taxi. Nav radios are set, so we have TAL already queued up 125.7, so we'll switch over to that. And since we're just sitting here on the ground, we can go ahead and get the tower for Palomar lined up, because we know we're going to talk to them next. So that's really easy. We're already on 118, and we're going to go to 118.6, and down here on their ATIS, we're going to need 120.15. So you can see that it's on the standby of the lower radios. Alright, so we'll switch that over so we can just hit COM 2 when we need it. Let's contact the tower, let them know we're ready. Montgomery Tower, Cessna 733 Yankee Victor, holding short of runway 28 right, ready for departure to the west. 3 Yankee Victor.
November 733 Yankee Victor, Montgomery Tower. Make straight out departure, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff.
Straight out departure, runway 28 right, clear for takeoff. 3 Yankee Victor. All right, so clear for takeoff. So we're going to go ahead and do our takeoff checklist. We're going to need to go mixture full rich. All our lights are on. And we are good to go. Clear on short final. Check. All right.
Santa Barbara clearance, Cirrus 90143 information X-ray. Will be closed traffic, touch and goes.
We'll go full rich.
Last aircraft calling, say call sign only.
Airspeed's alive.
Cirrus 90143.
Rotate at 55. Climb at 70. We're definitely leaving the ground. Looks good. Try to hold that 70.
November 90143, runway 25, taxi via Bravo Alpha Golf.
November 90143, taxi 25 via Bravo Alpha Golf.
So we're gonna climb to 3,500 and level off. Straight ahead of us is Mount Soledad. That's our visual landmark we're flying to. Over there you can see Miramar Airfield. Behind us you can see Montgomery Gibbs.
SoCal departure Sierra 774 Tango Romeo with you 3,800 to 4,000.
I'm not seeing a November 774 Tango Romeo on the network. It looks like you're stuck in a voice room.
Los Angeles clearance. Around 58 November 5200 Quebec, like to pick up IFR clearance to John Wayne International with the Romeo and then confirming the I6 rating.
November 5243 Quebec, Los Angeles clearance. I need you to file an appropriate ICAO aircraft type for your aircraft.
Departure Sierra 774 Tango Romeo level 4,000.
November 774 Tango Romeo, SoCal departure, radar contact, turn right heading 340, climb and maintain 7,000.
Right 340, climb maintain 7,000, 774 Tango Romeo.
Now we're getting awfully close to the clouds. If this was real life, we'd want to make sure we have our IFR rating. All right, 3,500 feet, we can start to level off.
November 1 Sierra Charlie, cross Hammond at 11,000 at the March altimeter 29 or 9 or 5.
We can start our
November
turn.
1 Sierra Charlie, affirmative.
Los Angeles clearance, around 58 November 5200 Quebec, would like to pick up IFR clearance to John Wayne International with the Romeo and then confirm I6 rating.
November 5243 Quebec, Los Angeles clearance, clear to the John Wayne Airport on departure, or correction, cleared to the John Wayne Airport, Seal Beach 8 departure, then as filed. Climb via Citics and maintain 4,000, departure frequency 125.2, squawk 2346.
Around November 5200 Quebec is clearing to John Wayne International, climb via Citics and maintain 4,000, departure frequency will be 125.2, and squawk will be 2346. I couldn't read today.
November 43 Quebec, read that correct?
All right, well, they were talking. I leaned the plane for a higher altitude, so we are all configured to just cruise right now. Landing lights are off, taxi lights are off. Should have turned that off earlier. And yeah, we're good to go.
Santa Barbara Tower, Sirius 90143, number 1 at T5 on Gulf, close traffic.
November 90143, Santa Barbara Tower, make left close traffic, report midfield east.
So you can see over here, this is one of our visual landmarks, the Torrey Pines golf course.
Runway 25, clear for takeoff, Sirius 90143, left close traffic.
November 1608 Sierra, contact SoCal approach 135.4.
as we can see over there, just off our nose, that is the Del Mar racetracks. That's our next visual landmark that we're looking for. So we know we're on the right track, so that is good. You see a shot of it over there. So we can see we're still...
November 1 Sierra Charlie, contact SoCal approach 126.7.
So we can see that we're following our course. We're still following the nice magenta line, so we're all good there. We should be outside of the Bravo now, so we don't have to worry so much about dipping below 3,200 feet. But at this point, it's probably good to go ahead and get the ATIS from Palomar. So we have it queued up already on our...
November 4-3 back, Roger, contact
Palomar
tower.
Airport, ATIS information, Juliet, 0253 Zulu, wind 240 at 4, visibility 10, few clouds at 2,600, temperature 11, dew point 6, altimeter 3000, arriving and departing runway
3000.
Visual approaches imminent. Read back all runway assignments and hold short instructions.
November 5243 Quebec, Los Angeles Tower, wind 220 at 12, runway 25 left, clear for takeoff.
Runway 25
So you can see we're near the carve nav point, so we know that we need to go ahead and at this point get clearance to enter the Palomar airspace. So let's go ahead and contact them. We have them on 118.6.
November 737 Whiskey Tango, Santa Barbara clearance. Are you familiar with the tech route system?
Affirm, 737 Whiskey Tango.
November 7 Whiskey Tango, say again.
Affirm, 737 Whiskey Tango.
Joshua approacher 774 Tango Romeo 12,500, climbing 13,000.
November 774 Tango Romeo Joshua approach Palmdale altimeter 2985.
2985 at Palmdale, 774 Tango Romeo.
November 737 Whiskey Tango clearance on request, standby. November 5243 Quebec, contact departure.
Departure factors on Quebec.
Palomar Tower, Cessna 733 Yankee Victor with information Juliet, southwest of the airfield, requesting full stop at 3,000 feet, 3 Yankee Victor. I think I said
November 733 Yankee Victor, Palomar Tower, enter left downwind, runway 24, report midfield.
Enter left downwind for runway 24, report midfield, 3 Yankee Victor.
Set maintaining 4,000 at 2,400.
November 5243 Quebec, SoCal departure, radar contact. November 43 Quebec, turn left heading 160.
We're going to enter the left downwind for runway 24.
November
So we go ahead and configure to land.
Whiskey Tango.
We're going to turn on landing
Clearance
lights.
to the Torrance
We're going to
Airport.
full rich on the mixture. We're going to turn our carb heat on. We're going to look for the airfield.
Papa 5 tech route. Climb and maintain 3,000, expect 5,000 in 10 minutes. Departure frequency 120.55, squawk 4426.
After 120.55, we'll start 4426. 737 Whiskey Tango.
November 7 Whiskey Tango, read back correct.
All right, we know that their airfield's at 331 feet, so we're going to shoot for a traffic pattern at 1,300 feet. Airport is right in front of us.
Clearance, 737 Whiskey Tango, just for future reference. That's the Santa Barbara Papa 5, is that how that's pronounced?
Go ahead and trim nose down a little bit.
Tango, affirmative.
Okay, thanks. 737 Whiskey Tango.
Palomar Tower, Cessna 733 Yankee Victor is midfield, 3 Yankee Victor.
November 3, Yankee Victor, Palomar Tower, wind 2404, runway 24, clear to land.
Runway 24, clear to land, 3 Yankee Victor.
November 5243, Quebec, contact SoCal approach
There's our
134.9.
runway. Touchdown point are the captain bars. Aiming for the numbers. We can go ahead and power back. We're already a little low, so we'll keep it a little bit of power in and do 10 degrees of flaps.
Circle approach, Baron November 5243 Quebec is
keep that nose forward.
November 5243 Quebec, Los Angeles, or correction, SoCal approach, turn left heading 130.
Alright, that looks like about a 45-degree angle, so we'll go ahead and turn base. A little bit of rudder. Roll out. It's looking good. We're gonna have to make this a pretty tight turn. 20 degrees of flaps. Power back some more. About 1500. Keep that nose forward. Still a little high, actually. It's a pretty sloppy base. We're definitely coming in at an angle, but
November 16080 Sierra, contact San Bernardino Tower.
Alright, now we're on final.
Tower 160 Sierra.
Back some more power out. 30 degrees of flaps. Aiming for the numbers. Runway's made, so we can go power idle.
San Bernardino Tower, Skyhawk 16080 Sierra, ILS, runway 6.
November 16080 Sierra, San Bernardino Tower, wind 230 and 7, runway 6, clear to land.
Runway 6, clear to land, 160 Sierra.
All right.
November 5243 Quebec, contact SoCal
Nice
approach
touchdown.
128.1.
128.1 for 5243 Quebec.
Carpeed off. Here's the edge of the runway.
Circle approach, Baron November 5243 Quebec is at 4000.
November 5243 Quebec, SoCal approach, the John Wayne altimeter 299er, information echo current.
29999, information echo 5243 Quebec.
And November 43 Quebec, expect visual approach, runway 20 left.
Palomar Tower, Cessna 733 Yankee Victor, clear runway 24. 3 Yankee Victor.
November 3 Yankee Victor, taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground.
Taxi to parking via Alpha, monitor ground, 3 Yankee Victor. All right, so we'll get ground put in here. 121.8.
Cut them up for ground, but Baron 77 Tango.
Monitoring ground.
Taxi is Yankee.
All right, we did it. Let's go. We'll do flaps up.
November 737 Whiskey Tango, Santa Barbara ground, runway 25, taxi via Juliet.
25 is Juliet.
Lean for taxi. Is that all my flaps? Yep. Landing lights off, strobe lights off. All right, beautiful afternoon at the beautiful Palomar Airport.
November 43 Quebec, turn left heading 090, vectors visual approach.
090 and back for visual approach, 5243 Quebec.